So this is the Raw that takes place after Great Balls of Fire. Yeah, the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view aftermath. And it starts off with a recap of Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman during that whole ambulance match debacle, and Roman Reigns spearing himself into the fucking ambulance, and then the aftermath of him coming back out, beating Braun Strowman down, and putting Braun Strowman in an ambulance, and then ramming it into the back where they had to have the jaws of life pry the damn thing open, and Braun Strowman refuses medical attention. So, okay, they start with that, steals, shots, and then we go on to one aftermath of Great Balls of Fire to another with Big Cass. Big Cass comes down, and basically he has new music, and he asks everyone, how you doing? So, basically, he just took out 5 years of frustration on Enzo at Great Balls of Fire. And he said the best part was Enzo being carried out, which wasn't shown at the live event, and he had to show it. Oh, but that footage is courtesy of WWE.com, so if you didn't see it there, you can see it live on Raw. Right. So, the Cass whole chants begin, and Cass gives notice to the whole Raw roster, saying that he's the future of the WWE, and one day he will be Universal Champion. No one can touch him. No one's as big as him. No one can look him eye to eye. No one's bigger than him. Well, it's the Big Show. Big Show comes out, not one word, attacks, and here's another thing. They let this brawl go out. And it's like, okay, no referees in sight. So, referees only break up certain fights? I don't understand. Or they only break up the certain fights where the wrestlers actually freaking mean something. I don't know. Because, yeah, no one believes in the Big Show anymore. He's just a novelty act now. Well, pretty much he's been that way for a while. And Big Cass is still an up-and-coming type of star. So, yeah. No referees to break up the fight, though. Not much of a fight it was, though. It's just, it's just a bit of an attack, a collision, so to speak. So, you get Elias Sampson and Finn Balor. Now, Elias Sampson basically tries to sing a song about Finn Balor, and, well, what do you know? Finn Balor intro erupts. Yeah, that's just common sense. After a pretty decent match, it was a pretty good match between these two, and Finn Balor actually got his freaking shoulder targeted because everybody knows he has history with it. But he actually came up top with the coup de grace. So, yeah, Finn Balor. He's just in limbo right now. He's not going to go for any titles. He's not in any relative feuds right now. He's just in limbo. And as he leaves, the Hardys come out. They shake hands with Finn Balor at the entrance ramp, and then the Hardys hit the ring. Now, the Hardys are like, okay, they hit the ring, and they basically was like, they're not done. Should we classify the Hardys as obsolete? Delete, 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 chant start. But the thing about it is, Anderson and Gallows come out, and they're like, look, it's not everyone's that's been spreading those rumors. We just been spreading those rumors, You're not like the Hardys of old, you're just the old Hardys. And they basically was like, yeah, that ring belongs to us. Yeah, you say that you want to spread the magic is not done. You want to spread the magic. We are the magic killers. And it's like, okay, that's fine. Yeah. And then Matt basically says that, okay, we're not 100%. We're stitched up because Matt Hardy got his eye really messed up at Great Balls of Fire, so it's in stitches. And he says that we're somewhat broken. Come on, WWE. Let broken Matt Hardy just do a shtick already with the delete. Let broken Matt show up. And, so, get a referee in here and we'll start a match. So, that's what they did. So, you have the Hardys versus Anderson and Gallows in a pretty decent tag team match. Nothing to write home about. Anderson and Gallows pull off the victory with the Magic Killer. As they leave, the Revival comes out and attacks the Hardy Boys. Okay, so, damn. As I'm thinking about it now, how many face tag teams do we have on Raw? You have the Hardys, And then you have Rhino and Heath Slater. Cesaro and Sheamus are heels. Anderson and Gallows are heels. The Revival are heels. It's like, damn, if you can call Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel a tag team, they're heels. Man, you just got it all stacked up against the Hardys at this point. Enzo and Cass are broken up. Damn, that's just middle fingered all the way to the max. Damn, I remember the old days when you had Demolition, you had the Hart Foundation, you had the Killer Bees. Come on, you had the British Bulldogs. God, Jesus, this is just... Yeah, when tag teams were actually tag teams, you had a whole bunch of tag teams back in the day. Okay, anyway, moving on. Oh, God. Jizz TV with the Jizzies. Yeah, Miz TV's with the Mizzies. And he basically has his own award show where it's basically preempted, and basically he hands out awards to the supporting cast of Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Then the most beautiful is his wife of some sorts. And then the greatest... I can't even finish that sentence because it doesn't belong to the Miz. Yet he trolls the WWE and opens this up and he says, Dean Ambrose? Who the hell fell for that? If you fell for that, you're an idiot. So he's like, no, it's me, the Miz. He talks about that. Jesus. I want the Miz to go against Brock Lesnar. I want the Miz to get wrapped up by Samoa Joe. I want the Miz to go against Braun Strowman to actually prove those accolades. He never will, because he's a pussy. Not only that, I mean, coward. He doesn't have the skill. He doesn't have the in-ring skill. Oh yeah. Oh, but he could talk on the mic. No, just no. So basically, he goes on and says that he talks about the Hardys, he talks about Tozawa, and he talks about Seth Rollins, saying that they were all talk and no action. Ugh. Yet, okay, they made predictions that they were going to win, and okay. So, you get Dean Ambrose that finally says he thinks that he had enough. He hits the ring, and he basically gets triple teamed. Duh. But then Seth Rollins comes out, and he basically... Yeah. Okay, so it was 3-on-1, now it's 3-on-2, and those three scattered. Yet we're supposed to take them seriously. It's just... No. I have never taken the Miz seriously, and I most likely never will, because, again, no. He just... And he ran during this skirmish. He ran. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel at least took an ass whooping, but he basically track meted away from a 3-on-2 fight. You Miz fans out there are idiots because you're a fan of The Miz. It's just plain and simple. If I piss you off, comment below and prove your case, because no one has a case that The Miz is great, or that The Miz is awesome, or that The Miz is skilled, or that, you know, that he's anything that wrestling should be. Okay. Say he's better than CM Punk. I dare you. Come on. In the ring. We're talking about ring skill here, and he doesn't have it. But anyway, Dean Ambrose catches up to Seth Rollins in the back, and he's like, you know, what was that? You know, and he basically let him know that he didn't trust him. And, you know, Seth is like, look, I'm not going to let him run his mouth about me. You know, I went out there because I, you know, want to shut him up. But, yeah. Ambrose is like, no, there's not going to be any Shield reunions, so stay out of his way and stay out of his business. Okay, fine. So, you have Nia Jax and Alexa Miz against Bayley and Sasha Banks. Okay. It's funny how Nia is the heel in the match that actually is a threat and actually does shit, but she's not the champion. Then you have Bayley, who's basically on a rebound this week because last week she got put out by Nia Jax, so it became a handicap match last week. But the results are the same. Bayley and Sasha win this week, and Bayley rolled up Alexa Bliss when Sasha was outside of the ring on the freaking barricade, and Nia tries to go. Nia actually did this and actually tries to run into her, but the boss moves out of the way. So easy pickings for Bayley to roll up the champion. Goldust. Still no wig. Still no wig when he... Look, don the wig again, Goldie. Just do it. Yeah. The Shattered Truth Part 2, the Golden Age, is back. And we go to the match. And it looks like the Golden Age is back because R-Truth, yeah, what's up is that you don't win matches. Goldust actually wins this. I'm not at all surprised. R-Truth has been pretty much a comedy novelty act for years. And now Goldust. Yeah, you're beneath Goldust at this point, R-Truth. So, you get an interesting segment with Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, who basically his angle is like, look, yeah, you beat me at WrestleMania, which probably took a couple of years off my career, and shakes his hand. Angle shakes Lesnar's hand like they, and Paul Heyman actually introduced them like they didn't know each other. But then they talk about SummerSlam and who the opponent of Brock Lesnar is going to be. Brock and Paul Heyman, they weren't interested, so they tried to leave. Next thing you know, yeah, you get Roman Reigns that comes out. And Kurt Angle actually said that Roman Reigns last night, he went too far, talking about Great Balls of Fire. And Roman Reigns is like, wait a second here. So I'm standing in the ring with Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, and, the father of, Extreme. And you say that I went too far? I thought about that and I was like, okay, Roman has a point. Of course, Kurt Angle was like, that was then and this is now. And it's like, okay, because Roman Reigns was like, wait a minute, you guys broke everything and blew stuff up. And again, I was like, okay, yeah, he's got a point. And he's like, look, I did you a favor. You couldn't handle Braun Strowman. He talked to Kurt. He's like, you couldn't handle him, and you're never here to. He said that to Lesnar, and it's like, okay, he made another good point. So, Paul Heyman actually was saying that, okay, yeah, Brock Lesnar versus versus Roman Reigns, and Lesnar grabs the mic, and he's like, you don't deserve shit. And I was like, whoa, okay, fine. Cue Samoa Joe. Joe comes out, and he's like, look, you didn't beat me last night, you escaped me. And then he points to Reigns, and he's like, you've never beaten me. Which is true. Reigns has never beaten Joe one-on-one, as far as I know. Not on Raw, it just hasn't happened. And Heyman delivers his opinion of saying that, look, Reigns, has a dead man on his trophy, and Joe, yeah, you were kicked out of your tribe, basically, so, yeah. Yeah, this was an interesting segment, and there were lots of oohs and ahs and good points made, and Joe was like, yeah, that's your advocate talking for you. Yeah, afraid of me, running from me. Lesnar and Joe get face to face. Reigns and Joe get face to face with each other, and yeah, it's funny because Joe was even like, yeah, you look, yeah, because you got your ass kicked by Braun Strowman last night, and Reigns was like, look at me and look at Braun if you can find him, and I'm just like, they are not holding shit back here. This was an interesting segment. Probably the best segment that Roman Reigns has ever had, talking as much as he did. But Kurt Angle basically announces a match for next week. Joe versus Reigns. And whoever wins that match will go on to face Lesnar one-on-one at SummerSlam. Then there was a backstage segment between Corey Graves and Kurt Angle saying that Kurt Angle has to go public with something. Oh, God. I got a couple of theories about that, and I'll explain later. So, you have Neville and Noam Dar versus Akira Tozawa and Cedric Alexander, which the faces actually take. Now, they actually took a playbook off of Great Balls of Fire, with Neville being on the ropes and Tozawa kicking the ropes, so, nuts! And Tozawa just came out the top rope and actually pinned Neville, so, okay, fine. Because Akira Tozawa actually wants a rematch, because he complained about that, nuts, thing that happened to him at Great Balls of Fire, so, yeah. In an interview with Seth Rollins, Rollins reiterates, he says he didn't save Ambrose. He basically wanted to shut up The Miz, and he did a pretty good job at it. And he says, as far as Bray Wyatt, you know, yeah. He calls Bray Wyatt a coward and a false god and all of that broken record stuff. Next thing you know, and Wyatt is like, look, don't look past me. Yeah. That was basically the gist of Bray Wyatt, what he said. He just basically said, no, don't look past him. So we have the match between Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins, which Bray actually freaking wins, because he headbutted the bad eye, which was iterated during his interview. Yeah, he had a bad eye, and Bray Wyatt headbutted it and freaking actually took advantage and pinned Seth Rollins. But then the failing part of the show, besides Miz TV, the Jizz and the Jizz Taraj come out and surround the ring to basically attack Seth Rollins. So basically they're going to try to play a playbook off of the Shield. Oh, God. So they get in there and they try to beat down Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose comes out with a chair, and once again the Miz track meets out. So when Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel get dispersed, the Miz tries to come back in and gets smacked with a chair again and again by Dean Ambrose. And I was like, hit him. Yeah, fuck that dude up. Something. He probably had padding on his shit because he knew that shit was going to happen, because, yeah, oh, God. It's funny because Seth Rollins calling Wyatt a coward? No, he should be directing all those words to The Miz. Period. Then, backstage, Kurt Angle is on the phone talking with someone, talking about he's going to go public. He's like, come here next week. What do you mean come here next week? You're not going to be in the same location. Just say come to Raw next week. And then he said that, yeah, he's going to go public. And then he says, I love you to someone. And I'm like, oh, God. Now, he's talking about that this will ruin his family and his career. And I'm like, oh, God. Okay, what could this be? I have a couple of theories. Maybe Dixie Carter? No. Paige? No. Darren Young? Darren Young. I am 100% serious about that. But anyway, that was the show. What did you think about the show? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you disagree? Do you think I'm full of shit? Please leave your comment below. And hit that like button. Hit subscribe. Raw needs to... I say this... It's like a broken record at this point. Raw is just... I don't know. They need more face tag teams worth a damn. They need to do something about the mid-card situation with this intercontinental coward that runs and track meets and needs help all the time from his wife and his jizz tourage. They need to do something else. At least Roman Reigns didn't begin or finish the show. That's one positive. But when he didn't begin or finish the show, guess what? He had one of his best segments. That's comedy. Anyway, drop kicks, body slams, throw motherfuckers over the top rope, both feet hitting the floor. Yes, I'm a wrestling fan. This is the theme, and I'll see you later. Credits.